Hey everybody. Uh, we are one day late on this, but what can you do sometimes? We are on October 27th, and we will be looking at October 26th's interest from MTG stocks. You see, like some of these are jumps and stuff, but like in the grand scheme of things, not like huge. Also, I noticed this, so I want to talk about this. See this Siege Mastodon, this 5 mana 3/5 elephant, and why it's like $3 or something. The only reason this happens is because there's like one of these in the M20 like decks, like the decks that you have to buy, and so that's the only reason. It's just because it's hard to get. So, but aside from that, we're just gonna kind of look at these top ones and actually look at one all the way down here just because I like this card, and we'll look at this Last Chance. It lost a little bit of price, but not too bad. So first card is going to be the trade routes here. Actually really like this card. It's a dang it. I think this was in my landfall deck. So that probably means that this card's too expensive now. Anyways, it's a one colorless, one blue enchantment. You can pay one colorless to return a target land you control to its owner's hand, or you can pay one colorless, discard a land card, and draw a card. So basically, it gives all your land cycling, and it also lets you return lands to your hand. The reason I like this card a lot because it's great for landfall. Because if you ever just are going to miss a trigger, you're like, well, I'm just going to pay one and put it back out, and it gives you a landfall trigger, which is really really nice. I just saw the card. I don't exactly know why this one spiked up in price, but yeah, it's kind of like a weird one. How should it go up? Let's go look at that real quick. Because it went from $150 to $5, so something happened somewhere. Dang, sometimes you just miss out. But anyways, go on the next card here. We have Master of Waves. He is a 3 colorless, 1 blue creature, Merfolk Wizard. He's a 2/1. He has protection from red, and elemental creatures you control get +1/+1. When he enters the battlefield, put a number of 1/0 blue elemental creature tokens onto the battlefield equal to your devotional blue. So basically, when he comes out, if you have no other blue permanents, he's gonna make basically a 2/1 blue elemental creature. And if he leaves the battlefield, since they're 1/0s, unless you have something else that gives you +1/+1 to everything, they're all going to die. I'm not sure why this one spiked up either. I'm sure this has something to do with Pioneer. But actually elementals. There's probably something to do with elementals could have happened through like M20 because they had a lot of elementals in there. This is a neat card though. Wouldn't mind having one of these guys before you. Well, it says he went up to about $5 as well. But I mean, he's definitely really good for blue. I think because if depending on what kind of blue deck you're playing, if you have a lot of enchantments out there or something, then this could just really help you out. Give you a huge boost. And getting protection from red is pretty nice because red is probably the most likely one to ping you for 1 or something. Black can do it too, though. But I mean, still, I like this card. All right, let's go to the next one here. Abrupt Decay. Can't remember if I talked about this one before, but I want to bring it up again because we'll see this in a second. But Abrupt Decay is a Golgari or a black-green instant. Can't be countered by spells or abilities, and you destroy target non-land permanent with converted mana cost 3 or less. Pretty good card in general. Nothing like amazing in the sense of game changing, I'd say, but like it's just a good card. It's a solid card. And I just want to see this real quick because I just want to look at this little curve here. We got this like, $2, $2.50, $2.50, whatever, and then bam, just immediate. Within what is that? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, like 3 days, it just almost quadrupled. So it's just interesting to see that. Just I love seeing those like huge spikes like that. Not loving it because it spiked up in price and now nobody can buy this if they are looking for a more budget deck. But it's just neat to see that spike on there. I can only assume this will go down because I still don't know about the Pioneer format. Maybe it'll be game changing and everybody will love it. But I honestly, I didn't play any between the Pioneer. Basically, I didn't play any Pioneer until Ravnica, the new Ravnica set came out. Not Return to Ravnica, but Return to Ravnica. So I mean, I did notice that. This is from the guild kits. So if you had those Golgari guild kits, you got a good card there now. So let's see, we got Bedlam here. This is another card that spiked, but I thought this was just a very interesting card. I love these old arts. I mean, like this is like very cartoony looking, but like just looks nice. This is a 2 colorless red and enchantment. Creatures can't block. So for red, I think this is pretty awesome. This can really make your aggro go, and as you can see, they got the goblins on there. So I mean, they're basically saying go goblins and attack face, as it should be, I guess. But I think this could just be a really detrimental card, maybe even potentially to yourself. But I assume if you're playing red, you're going to try to go hard into this anyway. So just thought it was an interesting card and love the art. And Last Chance, this was the one that went down in price. This is another interesting card. The artwork is, I don't know, it's kind of neat. It's got like a weird style to it. But anyways, it's a red sorcery. Take another turn after this one. You lose the game at the end of that turn. This is a very risky card because you better win, basically, if you're playing this card. I mean, as it should be. But it's just one of those things where you got to really hope that they don't have anything in their hand, or they can't pull anything from anywhere, or have no mana or something, because they stop you. It's like I guess like Force of Will, or not Force of Will, Pact of Negation, where it's like, well, if they don't have the mana, they're dead, I guess. I mean, they should have the mana, you'd hope, but I wonder if you can do the untap. I don't know if you can actually respond to their untap step. I'd have to look into that, but if you could, there's some cards that are like tap all lands, and so if someone does Pact of Negation and you tap all their lands, they're like, but anyways, I think it's just a fun card. Let's see, the next one here is going to be our EDH Commander card I like to look at. I played this deck today, actually, and I actually played it in a cooperative EDH variant that we found on Reddit, and it's pretty fun. So he's Tolsimir, Friend of Wolves. He is 2 colorless, green, white. He's a legendary creature, Elf Scout, a 3/3. And when he enters battlefield, you make a wolf token. That's a 3/3. Whenever a wolf enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 3 life, and that creature fights up to 1 target creature you don't control. Because there's another wolf commander. He's actually Tolsimir again, but he basically gives all your green creatures +1/+1, all your white creatures +1/+1, and you can make a 2/2 green-white wolf token. I like this Tolsimir a little bit better because his ability, I feel, is a little bit more game-changing in the sense of, with this you can get rid of flyers if you don't build your deck to have any kind of evasion proof. This basically, it's interesting because you figure with like a wolf tribal, you try to go like really heavy aggro, but with Tolsimir here, you can actually go really heavy control to some degree. I think it's just interesting kind of looking at it that way. Because I mean, green and white, usually the most destruction things they have are like destroy artifacts or destroy enchantments, pretty much both of those things. But on Tolsimir, and Path to Exile and destroy creatures on white and etc. So white gives you all that really, really annoying cards that are indestructible or something. It lets you have access to get rid of those easily. But then with Tolsimir, you're able to get rid of just tons of creatures if you have enough token generation or wolf generation in general. So I just wanted to kind of throw that guy out there. It's a pretty neat deck. It gives you survivability with the 3 life each time. I didn't get a huge grasp on the deck today just because it was a cooperative game, I'd say, but I still had fun with it. Go on to the next card here. I'm highlighting this one because this is what pretty much won us the cooperative EDH game. I would suggest if you do ever play the cooperative EDH game, you probably should put this in here because it's a little bit cheaty and it'll make the game over real quick if you draw it. But if you're okay with that, then this is your boy. He is Primordial Hydra. He is 2 green and X. He's a Hydra, as the name suggests. So he enters the battlefield with X +1/+1 counters on it. So if you pay 10 or 13 in our case, if you pay 13, he gets 13 +1/+1 counters on it. Then at the beginning of your upkeep, you double those counters. As long as he has 10 or more +1/+1 counters, he has trample. So you imagine that gets pretty rough after about 2 or 3 turns with it. And then also give it double strike, and it's not good for the other person. But he is a strong boy for sure, and it's fun to see this thing go off and do a crazy amount of damage. And then to kind of end it off here, we're going to do some random cards as always. Let's see, what random card we got today? Touch and go. All right, now that's what I'm talking about. We got an Unhinged card here. Unhinged set, if you're not aware, is a silver boarded set, which basically means it's not legal pretty much anywhere, except for if you're playing in that specific format of unsets. And they're basically just parody / comedic sets that kind of like interesting ideas, and then sometimes they're just dumb, just trying to be dumb for being dumb reasons, and it's just kind of fun. So this one is Touch and Go, 3 colorless, 1 red, sorcery. It has destroy target land. Gotcha. If an opponent touches their face, you must say gotcha. When you do, return Touch and Go from your graveyard to your hand. And this is the kind of dumb stuff that I like doing. And this would be fun to go over some more of these. I may next time try to put in like another Unhinged set or something. Yeah, these are just kind of like the dumb things they can do with it. I'll say that if you are familiar with Unstable, because that was the newest unset before Unhinged, because there's Unglued, which was the first one, which was pretty old. Unhinged, which I think came out in the 2000s, and then Unstable, which came out in 2017. There's an interesting story behind all of that. Like basically, the reason to make another unset is because the last one they did failed hard, but the reason it failed hard is because they made way too much product. So when they finally did it, like 17 whatever years later, they're like, all right, let's be a little bit more reasonable about it. And I think it went off pretty well, actually. Anyways, let's see, judge's ruling. The interior of the face still counts as the face, so a nose pick is a legitimate grounds for saying gotcha. Thank you. That's a good judge ruling. Let's see here. Let's do one more random card for the night. And we got Quag Vampires. 1 black creature vampire rogue. Multi-kicker. Ooh. Basically, multi-kicker is if you want, you can pay 1 colorless, 1 black, and you can do that as many times as you want. So it has Swamp Walk, and then he enters the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter on it each time it was kicked. So if you played him for basically 5 mana, 3 black and 2 colorless, he would have 2 +1/+1 counters on it and be a 3/3. Nothing crazy, of course, but I mean it's just a common card. But I think in like if you were drafting this or something, I think this would be a decent pick because it's a very versatile card at least. And I'm not saying a 5 mana 3/3 is good by any means, but I mean having that Swamp Walk could really save you if the other person's playing black. The art is kind of interesting too. It's kind of like it's like tribal spooky boys and girl. So, pretty neat card. All right, that's gonna be it for the night. Hope you all enjoyed and have a good one.